So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read. What's going on, people? This is Akala, and this week's Great Read is our first book of poetry we've featured on the Great Reads series. It's called Bending the Bow. It's an anthology of African love poetry. Shout out to the homie Anthony Anaxaguru, he put me onto this one. Yeah, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's an anthology of African love poetry, and unlike some of the kind of pseudo-intellectual mainstream bullshit around the history of Africa, it doesn't subscribe to the ridiculous view that ancient Egypt was non-African. Somehow that Egypt is not part of Africa, that it detached from the continent and, you know, flew off to the Middle East or some other part of the world. And so it starts quite correctly with ancient Egyptian love poetry, goes all the way through, right across the continent, right up to the kind of modern age and to recent. Some really funny poems, some really sexual poems, some just, you realise people have been doing the same shit since forever. So I'm actually gonna read off two of them, two ancient Egyptian ones, one from a man and one from a woman, that should make you laugh because it's basically the same stuff people say now. You look good, can we get it in, fam? Well, I'm sure people don't say fam to someone they like, but you know what I mean. This one is from a dude. It's called If I Could Just Be the Washerman. He says, if I could just be the washerman, doing her laundry for 1 month only, I'll be faithful to pick up the bundles, sturdy to beat clean the heavy linens. Some not so subtle metaphors in there, I suppose, I don't know. But gentle to touch those fine spun things lying closest to the body I love. I would rinse with pure water the perfumes that still linger in her tunics, and I'd dry my own flesh with the towels she yesterday held close to her face. The touch of her clothes, their textures, her softness in them, thank God for the body, its youthful vigour. So that's from a man. And like I said, he's just saying, yo, this girl look good, you know. Well, go on. And then this next one is from a woman, also an ancient Egyptian one. But like I said, the anthology has in it poems from right across the continent. As it's described on the back, it's probably the most comprehensive collection of African love poetry ever put together. This one is called Love, How I'd Slip Down to the Pond. Again, think about the fact this was written like a few thousand years ago. Obviously it's been updated, put in English. Obviously a lot of things are lost in translation, particularly a translation from an ancient language. I don't know whether it was written in hieroglyphics or one of the other scripts / alphabets that the ancient Egyptians had, because they did have multiple alphabets. But anyway, it goes like this. Love, how I'd slip down to the pond, bathe with you close by the bank. Just for you I'd wear my new Memphis swimsuit, made of sheer linen fit for a queen. Come and see how it looks in the water. Couldn't I coax you to wade with me? Let the cool creep slowly around us. Then I'd dive deep down and come up for you, dripping. Let you fill your eyes with the little red fish that I'd catch. And I'd say, standing there, tall in the shallows, look at my fish, love. How it lies in my hand, how my fingers caress it, slip down its sides. But then I'd say softer, eyes bright with your seeing, a gift, love. No words, come closer and look. It's all me. So as you can see, people have been finding interesting and funny ways to chirp one another since forever, and to get one another in between the sheets for thousands and thousands of years. This week's Great Read is Bending the Bow, an anthology of African love poetry, edited by Frank M. Shipasula. Big up. So read, stuck on the block, read, sitting in the box, read.